Before we cared about public recognition or fame, getting a great score on our ACT, or getting into the college of our dreams, or impressing our parents with our accolades, we had dreams. This video is to remind us that we are cheetah sisters and we stand together. We make up one big family, but we are not the same. In all seriousness, girl boss mentality is killing your childhood dreams. There, I said it. Yes, childhood is this period of bliss. We had no clue, and clue had no we. Entitlement. I do understand. No bills, no worries, especially if we were blessed enough to really have no limits within our creativity. Insert tweet here. Edit timer, insert tweet here. So let's go back. Let's go back before we feared being smited by the big capitalism goblin in the sky. Had simple dreams. We were very content with mediocrity, and I think that adulthood puts this pressure to perform and to be the best, to be number one, which is great and all. Also, this has nothing to do with gender equality. We still want to get paid. We still deserve to be paid for our time and our efforts. Thank you. This is not that video, but if you are a girl boss and you're tired, you're drained, this is definitely the video for you. But if you are in your hustle mode, this could be very triggering. So please click off. This video will not be for everyone. The smaller yet prettier girl boss monster has become the dark side with pink blazers instead of cookies. Everyone, I'm sure, read this book at one point in time. At first, the idea was alluring because it meant being celebrated for not only having this cute aesthetic brand name that you could represent, but it meant luxury, and it meant living a life of being able to take care of yourself, independence, which that is still relevant. I just want to reevaluate. It's okay to not want to always be a part of hustle and bustle culture. Let's talk a little bit about social media. Social media is this really strange atmosphere where reality and fantasy intertwine. And I think that gives a lot of people the encouragement to want to be a girl boss and look important or seem important or make money, create businesses. And what we know now about social media is that a lot of it is very fabricated. As someone who did not want to use social media and is growing to really like the use of social media, trying to find my own balance with what I like and what I don't like about social media, and trying to hone in on what I do like, aligning that with being authentic. I'm realizing the more authentic that I am, the more fun that I have, and the more playful that I can be. With the pressure to be perfect on social media, it can really deter you from why you want to engage in the first place, why you're trying to build this community, why you're trying to build the brand. And solely wanting money from social media or a brand or a girl boss business is just simply not enough. I don't think that this idea is new in any way. It's giving very much Rosie the Riveter. I am someone who does believe in the fantasy, but I just want that fantasy to align with something that's a little more genuine. And so that is what I'm going to hopefully inspire you to do by the end of this video. Tap back into what you love instead of building a brand around what you see someone else doing or what you see is trending. Any type of job you pursue, just like any accolade you get, just like getting good grades, none of that is ever going to bring paying bills even. Like none of that is going to bring the emotional fulfillment that you're looking for if you are not aligning yourself to something that you were drawn to when you were younger. I do believe that the aspirations we come here to the planet with are very valid to our life's purpose. I forgot to mention, this will be a little bit more of a spiritual perspective. This is my perspective. Take what resonates and leave what does not. As to what our dharma is, what our life's purpose is, and if you are not fully aligning yourself to what makes you feel purposeful in life, it doesn't matter what accolades you gain. You really tap into your core beliefs and what you were drawn to initially. So for me as a parent, when I become a parent, tap in with my kids and ask them, what do you want to do, and really cater to those needs, cater to what they are already interested in, and allow them to blossom. When it comes to school, we tend to even use not just social media, not just materialism, our jobs, our status in life, but we also use intelligence to further ourselves, but also as a means to compensate. For example, in professional settings, healthcare, where I run into individuals who are not in love with their job and they show up for the check. I understand everyone wants to make a good living in this society, but ideally, if everyone chose a job that made them happy, we could all be happy. I saw a tweet the other day on Twitter that was like, stop being a DJ, we need more lawyers. I want more women lawyers. I think that that is totally necessary. But if you're becoming a lawyer, doctor, or anything else, especially if you come from a background of poverty, to prove your intelligence, to compensate for what you lack financially, and then you join that group of people to make money, the money will never amount to anything. It doesn't matter if you make a lot of money. You'll be this intelligent person who knows so much about teeth and how to fix teeth, and you will not care about your customer. A system that's built like that, which I believe our system is built that way, it lacks so much compassion and it steals so much joy, not just from you. You're not just harming yourself, you are harming your customers. And I've experienced this directly, especially in the medical field. If you want to be a girl boss, long hours, it doesn't necessarily mean starting your own business, but make sure that you're going to school for something that you really enjoy. And if you're not sure what that is just yet, please take your time. Do some inner child healing work. There's plenty of videos out there on this topic. It's so important to really know your purpose in life, and knowing your purpose means knowing yourself, which is a really hard thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do. If you felt super swayed by mass media or friends or your environment, trying to figure out who you are, what your core beliefs are, can be a test. I think naturally as children, we want to be the better, whatever it is, student, the better learner, the quickest runner, child that makes our parents happy. We do want to make people happy. That's our innate desire. But before that, our wants and needs were a lot simpler. As you age and your body becomes less nimble, we're going to be really, as young people, we are going to be really upset once we hit that point, or the beauty fades, or whatever it is. We can't use our intelligence to outwit and sway the room. One day you really will have to sit with yourself, if not now, eventually. And you want to be content in boredom. Boredom doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Programmed to believe that we must work in order to amount to something precious, and that's just simply not true. If you guys are watching Emily in Paris right now, it's illegal to work on Sundays, and people don't work on the weekends. They have a much more lax society, and it's not seen as laziness. So here in the US, we could use a little bit more of that. I do understand people have financial concerns and things like that. I did have to take the risk of putting my finances on the back burner to prioritize my inner well-being and health. If you are going to go to school, if you are going to start a business, if you are drawn to a certain career path, even if you feel like it does not contribute to society in a way that is quote unquote meaningful in society's eye, make sure you're checking in with your higher power, your higher self. Check in with your core beliefs. Try to impress your inner child. Align with the higher order rather than forcing a lower outcome. You may be blocking your own blessings through that path, or doing what other people are doing. You could block a lot of potential for yourself. And when you're allowing yourself to do what you want to do, you are saying to the universe, I know my value, I know my purpose, I know why I'm here, I trust myself, I believe in myself. I think that there's a reason why children want to do things a certain way, maybe that they have a certain knowledge that we don't always see as valuable. Let's talk about being an overachiever. We really have to check in to see, am I doing this out of fear of inadequacy? Am I afraid of boredom? Am I afraid to face myself? Do I fear allowing my inner child's dreams to come to fruition? Would that be embarrassing? Do I find, my authentic self to be corny or embarrassing? I find that a lot of people see authenticity as something to be ashamed of. The sooner we come to terms with that type of thinking, the easier life becomes and the more fun it becomes, people really start to like you for you. You're valued when you rest. You're valued when you play. You're valued for your work. If you don't know by now, the American dream is essentially a lie. The thing that makes it a lie is how you go about it. And if you're not doing it your way, obviously don't stubbornly not accept help or guidance, but consider everyone's perspective and choose the route that feels right with you intuitively. That will be the best way to navigate the labyrinth that is life and find your path in life, something that resonates with you at your core, and not be overachieving something that will not yield the results that you need internally. You can always achieve anything externally. I think that the American dream proves to us that, every day. So you can have what you want materially if you want to do it any other way, but do you want what you want, And if you want what you want, you have to take your way. You have to take your steps. You'll feel so noble in that. Proud of yourself for having that much integrity. So let's talk a little bit about happiness. What makes being a child a happy time is being a little bit oblivious, being able to do everything on your own, hyper independence, something I suffer from due to my family circumstances. Like, I wanted to be able to do everything on my own. I never wanted to ask for help. I saw that as weakness. Working in a collective, working together, contributing something not only that you're good at, not only something that sparks your creativity, your inner child's joy, but something that almost feels like a privilege to get to show up and embody. It's about play more than people let on than it is about work. If you believe that you came here to suffer and work hard, that you were born into your family to struggle, hand over your life to a corporation or a job or a family or a business, even if it's your own business, then I don't think we have our mind in the right place. And I want people to start stepping out of their comfort zone. And I think that happiness is outside of the comfort zone. So that does make people so fearful to go after their dream, doing their best. I feel like I'm doing my best at this point in time. Guidance along the way, some of it was right, some of it was wrong. I had to accept that some of my own intentions were wrong and coming from a lot of wounds. You will be tested along the way, and those tests are not the easiest. You will feel as though, the universe, God, your guides are not with you. It may feel like they are against you, but this initiation towards your dream outcome is going to be so much more validating. And if you can accept the mediocrity of life, if you can accept the simple things, you will be so much more pleased with the outcome instead of expecting a huge grand outcome. I think that we overlook the nuance in things due to everything we see on social media. You are a living, breathing creature. It's time to slow down and validate that Earth is living. There's trees outside that give us oxygen, like slowing way down, tapping into that childlike mindset, bring this freedom and this sense of everything will be okay, even if I'm not the Olympian. Let's talk about sisterhood. Competition, especially amongst women, is terrible. It's not just terrible for women, it's with men. We compete against men. Men compete against men as well. It's widespread, but we're just going to focus on women for now. We don't need to be divided anymore. We are cheetah sisters. We need to stand together. If we don't want to be these workaholics anymore, right? But we do want work. We want to have purpose in what we're offering to our community or to a business or to a group. To do that, we are going to need each other. If we are consistently seeing each other as enemies and rivals, I don't know how we'll ever have the support we need to live a life of luxury and a life of contentment. I see luxury as time, having time to do self-care and take care of yourself, take care of your children, take care of the home. I wanted to also add this video from a TikToker talking about women's cycles.
Everyone harps on consistency, consistency, consistency. So day-to-day consistency works for a masculine person, but day-to-day consistency does not work for a feminine person because the woman body works on a cycle, okay? So there are 2 weeks out of the month where the woman is completely filled up and now she can release. This is when she is most energetic and most creative and productive. Then there are 2 weeks in the month where the woman has to receive. She has to be resting and eating and playing and connecting. So it's really not a day-to-day thing. You just have to know, okay, when is my peak? What is my peak week when I have a lot of energy to create? That's the time where you can be creative, you can plan, you can produce. And then you have to understand, when are my waning, just like the moon wanes, when are my waning weeks where I have to sleep and relax? And you can stop being so hard on yourself because you finally understand that half of the month I'm productive and I'm giving of my energy, and the other half of my month I am receiving, I'm sleeping, I'm resting, and I'm restoring. And then another thing is, you could probably use that to your advantage, knowing the weeks that you're most productive and writing down your ideas and coming up with dates and things you want to do with your family or your business. And then the other 2 weeks, you actually just enjoy and restore and receive. And you continue life like this because men have a 24-hour reset and women have a 28-day reset. And that means 2 of the weeks, you are literally just trying to replenish yourself until you're getting to full replenishment. And just like the moon, how it wanes, the woman does too. Her energy doesn't work on a 24-hour cycle in that way. So it's not about consistency on a day-to-day basis. It's about understanding when you have energy and when you don't, and working with your energy when you have energy and not forcing yourself when you don't.
Something to consider. So if you feel compelled to be the most remarkable one in the room, know that all your sisters are equally as remarkable as you. They just have different qualities and different traits, and the more you can start to respect them and respect yourself, you'll receive more help in what you're trying to accomplish in life. So I think that journey in itself and feeling supported along that journey is way more important than capitalizing on someone else. Let's talk a little bit about anxiety. The pressure to be exceptional is causing us all a lot of mental health issues. I talk a lot about the narcissist paradigm, how there are human givers and then there's the takers, the narcissists who think everything is owed to them. And us givers or empaths are so willing to show up and give. And we're definitely not victims in this. And that's not why I'm bringing this up. We all have to start seeing each other as equals. And again, embracing the nuance of life, embracing the spiritual things in life, embracing the more psychic and subtle things will lower a lot of the anxiety we experience due to overworking, due to work, long hours, no sleep, competition, things like that. Next time you're getting anxiety, recovering from depression or laziness, first of all, question, are you actually lazy or are you burnt out? Second, have a little interview with your inner child. Visualize the whole experience, sit her down and ask her, what do you want to do? And ask her why. Check her if you need to. Be like, where did you get that idea from? Where did this idea spawn from? If the intentions are pure, follow that road. Imagine what that would be like with no interference, with no limitation, and see where that takes you along in your meditation. Just a great place to start in general. The third thing would be spend an entire day savoring the small things in life. Make your whole day sensual. Be more present during dinner, no phones, no gadgets, and really listen to your inner voice, listen to your inner self, and get to the core of why you are unhappy. Depression usually means deep rest. The great sign to slow down, and do not shame yourself for that. Also know that you are an example to the next generation that's coming up. And I know people hate this because we want to be adults. We waited all this time. Like, we want to be young, wild, and free. We want to party. We want to drink. We want to post our OnlyFans links. And no shade, no tea, because I'm right here with you. It looks amazing. You guys look like you're having fun, body snatched, money long. We are an example. So if you yourself wouldn't want your daughter to have an OnlyFans, if you do not care, then coming from that place of self-empowerment in making money, like, this is self-empowerment, this is making money. They need to be best friends. At the end of the day, you want to be happy with the way that the money rolls in. You want to be happy with your brand. You want it to be an extension of who you are. And if you wouldn't want your child doing that, you wouldn't want your inner child doing that. And you shouldn't be doing that. But if you are coming from a place of non-judgment, make that coin. Have more fun. Have more fun. If you're already doing all of these things, this video is just to say, continue checking in with yourself. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Do not follow the crowd. They will lead you astray. There's this quote that says, to be successful, you have to like yourself. If you still want to have an extravagant business, I think I'm a very extravagant person. I'm very flamboyant. Fire, sun, and moon. Just for my astrology babes out there, Taurus rising. So yes, I'm all about the bag. My MC is in Capricorn as well. Be big, go big, but in what you are passionate about. I cannot stress that enough. If it does not spark joy, obviously there's going to be days that are tedious. That's just, it comes with the territory. But build a brand around what is authentic to you. Something you could ramble on about for days on end. I could talk about this stuff all day. That will ensure too that you are getting paid what you deserve. And obviously if you're starting out in doing a business like I am, trying to make your own platform, it's, there will be sacrifices that you'll have to make. It might not be the thing that is going to make you the breadwinner of your family or the highest achiever. You might not have the biggest audience, and you might feel alone in that journey from someone who took that risk and wanted that for themselves. Is that I'm happier. I'm happier being so much more authentic. I feel free. I feel so much more free. If the job that you are destined to do is to become a doctor or retail clothing salesperson, do that with passion and compassion. And that reflects in the service that you not only receive, but the service that you give, obviously. Thinking this way, I just think will make everywhere a better place to be. Obviously, we have our good and bad days. We're not robots. And I think that is the core of what I'm trying to say, is that we are not robots. We are sensitive beings. Anyone who is denying themselves of having a experience that is lucid, an experience where you feel like you have control over things, you are denying yourself of happiness at that point. Do what makes you happy, really. Not just in a corny quote way. If what makes you happy means giving up certain material things, so be it. But if what makes you happy is going after those material things, as long as you know that those things have limits and not to base your value in those things, there is nothing wrong with that. Comfort, having financial support, being satisfied in your home life is the dream. It's the dream. Combine living passionately, living from that nuanced place with being comforted by the material and enjoying the material. Another quote, life happens while you are busy making other plans. Alan Saunders. Live unhindered by ridiculous expectation. Live beyond convention if that's what your inner child is calling you to do. Live with more love, live with more compassion and more generosity. If your work hours or your business, your job is creating unhappiness within you, slow way down. Nothing is worth your peace. Nothing. I mean nothing. Like, it's not a joke. Like, zero. Nothing. Your nuance is special. You are special. You're special because you exist. Already special. There's nothing to earn. Kanye says it in ego death, trying to win something we already had, trying to become something we already are. False validation may feed into your ego in a way that may hurt you later on. Don't judge other people's jobs. Don't judge how other people live, if they want a simple life, if they want a slow life, if they want an extravagant life. Everyone should be living in their purpose, therefore we should not judge. And there's no need to be immature over what someone makes or does not make, needing help, not needing help. Supporting one another, judgment is definitely learned. Finding a balance is the best way to reach your full potential. Your fullest potential will not look like someone else's. Promise you, people will be much more impressed with your authenticity than they will be with your regurgitated work, showing up as what you think you should be doing, or coming to work pressed because you're not actually happy with what you do. Money will never fill that void. It will never fill that void. Comment below your favorite color as a child and tell me if you watched the Cheetah Girls. I need to know. Which one of the Cheetah Girls was your favorite Cheetah Girl? I need to know. I hope you find joy in something today that makes your inner child happy. And with that, the Cheetah Girl in me honors and acknowledges the Cheetah Girl within you. Namaste. Bye.